She won't say it out loud. She doesn't need to. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, her body tells the truth before her mouth ever does. Most men miss it. They look for clear words, chase reassurance, and end up talking themselves out of the moment. They stare at their phones, overthink every message, and ignore the simple signals happening right in front of them. Her eyes, her posture, her laugh, the way she touches her hair and relaxes in your space. Here's the fix. Stop begging for certainty. Start reading behavior as data. The Stoic move isn't louder lines, it's calm presence. Breathe, notice, respond less, observe more. Tonight I'll show you the exact signs women give when attraction is real. How her gaze lingers, how her body opens, how her nerves betray her, how she cares in small, consistent ways. You'll learn when to speak, when to hold silence, and how to stay unshaken so she leans in first. If you've ever wondered, is she into me or am I imagining it? This will end the guessing. Watch closely, master the cues, then let your presence do the work. No more guessing. Let's get into it. Sign 1. Her eyes lock. Before a woman says a single word about attraction, her gaze gives it away. When she is deeply drawn to you, her eyes do not drift, they return. They settle for a second longer than politeness, slide away, then come back when she thinks you are not looking. That loop is the truth you can trust. Most men miss it because they expect fireworks. They look for a huge smile or a bold compliment. Real desire is quieter. You notice it when you are calm, the glance that lands, leaves, then returns. The way her pupils widen when you open up about something real. The way her blink rate slows while you speak and quickens when you pause. She is tracking you, not the room. Make this real. Stephen is 51, a project superintendent in Colorado Springs. After his divorce, he focused on lifting, sleep, and weekends with his son. At a neighborhood fundraiser, he talks with people he already knows and lets the night set its own pace. Across the table is Lauren, 46, a physical therapist. While he chats with the organizer about the auction, Lauren's eyes find him and hold. When he looks over, she glances at the raffle sheet, then back to him. Later, as he jokes about a vintage record player, she meets his eyes for 2 steady beats and lets a small smile form before she looks down at her glass. Nothing loud, everything real. Here is the difference between an accident and a lock. Accidental looks slide off your face the instant you notice them. Locked looks create a soft tension you can feel in your chest. They invite you to meet them for 2 or 3 seconds, then release. They do not demand. They invite. That is why calm men notice them and nervous men miss them. Your response is simple. Breathe through your nose, keep your jaw loose, meet her eyes for 2 beats, then glance to the side and continue what you were doing. If the gaze returns again, offer one grounded line that points at essence, not looks. Try. You have a way of listening that settles the room. Then let silence carry it. Avoid the common errors. Do not scan her body. Keep your focus above the collarbone so the moment stays clean. Do not turn eye contact into a staring contest to prove confidence. Confident men are comfortable ending a moment while it is still warm. Do not fill the air with jokes because you feel nervous. Stillness is more attractive than noise. Why this works is simple. Eyes reveal attention before words can manage it. When she is drawn to you, her nervous system reaches out through her gaze to test your steadiness. If you chase or flinch, the test fails. If you remain present, a second test arrives. More eye contact, closer distance, a softer voice. Attraction stacks when a man stays unshaken. Bottom line, when her eyes lock, do not overthink it. Meet, release, and let the moment return on its own. If it does, you have your answer. Comment below. Then own it. I read eyes. Stay with me. There is a simple adjustment that multiplies this signal without a single extra word. Sign 2. her body opens to you. Attraction shows up in the body before it ever speaks. When a woman is deeply into you, her posture stops guarding the exit and starts welcoming the moment. Feet angle toward you. Hips square. Shoulders uncoil. The bag, drink or phone that used to sit like a shield between you gets moved aside. Space narrows, and it feels easy rather than forced. Look for clusters, not single gestures. 1 open cue can be habit. 3 in rhythm are intent. Orientation plus distance plus mirroring is a clear signal. She leans when you lean. You shift weight, she follows. You slow your speech. Her breathing slows too. None of it is theatrical. It's the nervous system saying, closer is safe. Your job is not to pounce, it's to hold a steady frame. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be like the rock against which the waves break, standing unmoved. Stand balanced, shoulders relaxed, jaw loose, eyes warm. Let your body communicate. I don't need to chase. I choose to be here." Practical read. Watch the triangle of feet, hips, and heart. If all 3 point your way, you have permission to keep the conversation alive. Notice barriers dissolving. The jacket unbuttoned, the scarf loosened, wrists and neck exposed, palms visible while she speaks. Notice preening in your direction, smoothing hair, adjusting a sleeve, a quick lip bite, followed by a laugh. These aren't performances, they're micro resets to feel attractive in your presence. How to respond without killing the vibe. First, match her openness at 70%. If she steps in, you can halve the distance slightly. If she leans back, give space. Second, lower volume and pace. Attraction likes oxygen. Third, place your hands where she can see them on the table edge, around a glass so safety stays high and tension stays warm. When the energy rises, pause for 1 breath before your next sentence. That breath is confidence. Remember proximity rules. Inside an arm's length is intimate, outside a forearm is neutral. Let her be the one to enter the intimate zone first. You follow by inches, not leaps. Be patient. Common mistakes. Leaning in too far, too fast. Touching to confirm before she's closed the gap herself. Crossing your arms because you're nervous, which reads as disinterest. Hovering at her shoulder instead of standing beside her, which pressures her peripheral vision. Fix them by planting your feet, opening your chest, and letting the conversation carry the closeness. A note of discipline. Don't try to read meaning into 1 fluke cue. Calm men wait for patterns. 2 or 3 clusters across minutes, that's data. And if the signal's cool, don't chase the temperature. Return to neutral and let reality reset. Why this sign matters is simple. The body betrays the mind. When she orients, opens, and mirrors, she's already imagined more closeness than words can admit. Your steadiness decides if that image grows or fades. Bottom line, read the room with your shoulders, not your fantasies. Meet openness with presence, not pressure. If you can stay grounded while her body invites, the moment will do the work for you. Comment below, then own it. I notice openness. Keep watching. There's a tiny cue you'll hear that confirms everything you just saw, and it unlocks a calmer way to lead. Sign 3. Her laugh melts walls. A woman's laugh is a pressure gauge. When attraction rises, her laugh loosens. It comes quicker, deeper, and lingers a breath longer than polite. The sound tells you her guard is dropping in real time. You are not chasing it. You create the conditions by staying calm, present, and playful. Here is what to notice. At first, her chuckle is tight and short. As she warms to you, the edges round off. She starts laughing with her eyes before the sound arrives. Then she laughs even when your line is not that funny. It is not about comedy, it is about comfort. Laughter is her nervous system saying closer feels safe. Let's ground it. Eric is 55, a paramedic in Portland rebuilding his life after a rough year. He meets Naomi, 42, a pastry chef, at a weekend community event. Early on, her laughter sits high in the throat, quick and polite. Eric does not push. He asks sincere questions about how she learned to temper chocolate. When she lights up about temperature and patience, he smiles with his eyes and says, "That sounds like a slow art." Then he lets the moment breathe. The next laugh drops lower, rounder, easier to hear. She teases his black coffee order. He grins without performing, and the sound that follows lands deeper than before. There is a second layer. When a woman is drawn to you, she often mirrors your rhythm. If you keep your voice low and your pace unhurried, her laugh settles into your cadence. If you rush and stack jokes, her laughter shifts back to polite. Do less. Leave quiet between lines. Let her fill it. Your posture matters. Stand or sit tall, shoulders loose, chin level. Make eye contact for 2 beats when she laughs, then look to the side and back. That small break keeps the moment from feeling like a performance. Keep your hands visible. Hold a glass or rest your fingers on the table. Warmth grows where safety lives. Mistakes to avoid are simple. Do not fish for laughs by clowning. Do not talk over her laughter. Do not touch to seal the deal the instant she laughs. Give the moment room. If she steps closer on her own, you can match by inches, not leaps. If the energy dips, do not force it back up. Reset with a calm question tied to what she just said. Psychology explains the shift. Laughter releases tension. When it shows up freely around you, she is associating you with relief. That feeling is addictive. She will seek more of it if you stay composed. You are not a comedian. You are a calm center that makes life feel lighter. If you are unsure whether the laugh meant anything, watch for repeats. Real attraction repeats. 2 or 3 warm laughs, plus open posture and returning eye contact, tell you the answer without a speech. Bottom line, her laugh melting from polite to natural is a live readout of attraction. Hold steady, give oxygen, and let her come forward. Comment below, then own it. I feel the shift. Stay close. There is a tiny cue that follows warmth and confirms the moment without a single extra word. Sign 4. The accidental touch. Attraction often says hello with a touch that pretends to be nothing. A brush at your sleeve, fingers that meet yours when a menu changes hands, her palm on your forearm for a heartbeat before it leaves. To the untrained eye, it is coincidence. To a calm man, it is data. Here is the difference. Accidental touch pulls away fast. Intentional touch pauses. It lingers for a second, then returns later in a new form. She straightens your collar, then later rests a hand on your shoulder while she laughs. The pattern is the message. Why it works is simple. Touch crosses the body's private border. If she is drawn to you, she will test that border in the safest way possible. Small, reversible, easy to deny. If you stay grounded, the tests repeat and deepen. If you chase, the signal collapses. Bring in the Stoic lens. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us and some are not. Her touches are not up to you." Your response, island control, breath and posture first. Shoulders relaxed, jaw loose, eyes warm. Receive the touch without flinching and without grabbing back. Let your presence say, "I am comfortable with closeness and I do not need to force it." Use a simple rule. Match at 70%. If she lets her hand rest for a second, you can hold eye contact for a second longer, then continue speaking. If she threads through a crowd beside you, you can offer an open palm for balance, then release. If she steps into your space, you step in by inches, not leaps. Lead with steadiness, not speed. Micro cues to watch. Does her hand return a second time in the next few minutes? Does the point of contact climb from sleeve to forearm to shoulder? Does she touch you while talking, then again while you talk? These clusters are intention. One stray bump is not. Notice relaxed fingers rather than stiff, startled, retreating contact. What to avoid? Do not make a sexual joke to mark the moment. You just turned safety into risk. Do not freeze or yank away. That reads as judgment. Do not escalate with a grab. You just turned an invitation into pressure. Keep your hands visible, lightly occupied, and purposeful, like resting on the table edge or passing a glass. What to say if you say anything at all? Keep it about essence, not the body. You can smile and say, "You are easy to be around," or you can keep the mystery alive with, "I like this pace." Then let the moment breathe. The pause does more work than a paragraph ever could. Timing matters. Touch lands best after eye contact and laughter have already softened the room. If the vibe is cold, build warmth first. If the vibe is warm, still move slow. Patience is rare. Rare is attractive. Bottom line. The accidental touch is rarely an accident. It is a question asked through skin. Can you hold closeness without losing control? Answer with calm, with space, with presence. If it repeats, attraction is no longer a theory. Comment below, then own it. I read signals. Stay with me. There is a quiet adjustment that multiplies this effect without adding a single extra word. Sign 5. She wants your story. When a woman is truly attracted, she doesn't just make small talk. She starts collecting pieces of your life. Her questions shift from, "What do you do?" to, "Why did you choose that?" From, "Where are you from?" to, "What kept you there?" Curiosity is attraction's fingerprint. If she wants your story, she wants more than your attention. She wants a path into your world. Watch how the questions arrive. They're specific and layered. She asks about your morning routine, the book on your table, the scar on your knuckle. Then she remembers the answers. A week later, she circles back. Did you finish that chapter? How was that early run? Did your son's game go well? That recall is investment. Make it real. Calvin, 52, runs operations for a logistics company in Dallas. After a quiet season post-divorce, he meets Tara, 46, an interior designer, at a charity home tour. Tara doesn't fish for status. She asks about why Calvin switched from nights to early mornings, what he learned raising a teenager, and the one habit he protects when work explodes. Calvin notices the rhythm. One question. Then she lets silence breathe. When he answers, she doesn't top the story. She digs for meaning. Later, she texts a photo of a coffee spot near his gym. Looks like your kind of quiet. That's not random. That's a woman plotting proximity because the story hooked her. Your move is not to dump your whole history. Give her chapters, not the archive. Keep each answer true, short, and anchored in values. If she asks about career pivots, try, "I traded late nights for early mornings because clear days make better decisions." If she asks about fatherhood, "Sundays are non-negotiable, I'm there, even if the week was chaos." Clean lines beat long monologues. They reveal shape without killing mystery. A Stoic frame keeps you steady. You control what you share, not what she thinks. Resist the urge to overshare for approval or to brag for effect. Let calm sentences carry weight, then return the ball. What routine keeps you sane? What project felt most like you? Dialogue beats download. Read the cues beneath her curiosity. Does she tilt closer and slow her breathing as you speak? Does she follow up later without prompting? Does she connect your past choices to the man she sees now? Those are green lights. If questions turn intrusive or rush intimacy, you can set pace without drama. Happy to talk about that another time. Boundaries, delivered softly, raise your value. Common mistakes sink attraction fast. Don't turn the moment into a resume. Don't self-deprecate every win. Don't hide behind jokes when the question deserves a real sentence. And don't flip into interviewer mode to control the frame. You lead by presence, not by interrogation. Bottom line, when she wants your story, she's telling you she wants your substance. Give her enough to feel you, not enough to finish you. Leave edges uncolored so the connection has room to grow. Comment below, then own it. I share calmly. Stay tuned. There's a visible tell many men miss, the kind she can't help doing when you enter the room. Sign 6. She fixes her look for you. She fixes her look when you enter. Not a full mirror session, just quick micro adjustments that happen in your line of sight. Hair sweep, lip touch, straightened necklace, a shirt hem smoothed with the back of her hand. When a woman is deeply attracted, grooming becomes a signal. She wants to feel more desirable to you, and she lets you witness the upgrade. Look for 3 things in a cluster. First, timing. The adjustments begin right after your arrival or just before she speaks to you. Second, direction. She does them facing you or angled to your view, not turned away. Third, repetition. The same move returns across minutes. 1 fix is habit. 3 fixes in rhythm are intent. There is also preening that serves confidence more than cosmetics. She moistens her lips before answering a personal question. She checks her reflection in a black phone screen, not a mirror, because she wants you to see the act, not just the result. She adjusts her posture to lengthen the neck and show wrists. The message is simple. You matter, so appearance matters. Use the Stoic lens to keep your center. Epictetus reminds us that some things are in our control and some are not. Her grooming choices are not yours. Your response island. Stand balanced, breathe low, soften your eyes, notice without performing. You do not need to comment on every adjustment. Presence communicates, I see you, and I am not chasing. Practical playbook. If she smooths hair while holding your gaze, match by slowing your speech and easing your shoulders. If she wets her lips, then pauses. Let a 2-beat silence sit before your next line. If she straightens your collar or brushes lint from your sleeve, keep your hands visible and your frame relaxed. The point is acceptance without grab. What not to do. Do not tease the behavior with surface jokes like trying to impress me, huh? It makes her self-conscious and shuts the signal down. Do not mirror preening moves. It reads as needy comedy. Do not escalate touch because she adjusted a strap. Keep the focus on conversation and let her be the one who narrows distance. Read context. Grooming signals count when they cluster with other green lights. Sustained eye contact, open body orientation, laughter that drops the guard. If the environment is cold or she is anxious from unrelated stress, adjustments may be self-soothing rather than flirting. Calm men wait for patterns. When in doubt, slow down and observe for another few minutes. Why this sign is valuable? It is public, repeatable, and hard to fake under pressure. A woman who invests in being seen well by you is telling you 2 things. She values your perception, and she wants to enjoy how she feels in your presence. Attraction is not only about getting you, it is about how she feels around you. Bottom line, preening in your line of sight is not random maintenance. It is a live status update from her nervous system. Your role is simple. Be the calm man who notices and does not rush. Give the moment oxygen. Let her escalate closeness first. If it repeats, the answer has already arrived. Comment below, then own it. I notice details. Keep watching. A quiet shift in her voice will confirm what her hands just revealed, and it changes how you lead the moment. You will learn the exact pacing, the breath, and the pause that turn interest into momentum without a single extra line. Stay present, stay slow, and let her come to you first. Sign 7. Cute nerves she can't hide. When attraction gets real, nerves get cute. She fumbles the straw wrapper, taps a finger on her glass, laughs at herself for losing a word, then regroups with a brighter smile. Those tiny glitches aren't flaws, they're the system spiking because you're in the room. The trick is knowing which jitters mean interest and which just mean stress, and then handling both with calm. Look for patterns, not a single slip. She trips a syllable, then circles back to finish her thought. She touches her hair and immediately checks your eyes. She resets her posture, inhales, and her voice lands softer on the next sentence. The sequence repeats when you re-engage. That loop is attraction. Make it real. Mark is 52, leads enterprise sales in Austin. After a quiet year post-divorce, he's rebuilding routines, morning lifts, clean food, 8 hours. At a neighborhood gallery opening, he meets Jenna, 45, a school counselor there with colleagues. When they talk, Jenna's competence is obvious. She tracks details, asks sharp questions, but little tells slip. She misnames an artist, laughs, then corrects herself. Her bracelet clinks because she's spinning it. When Mark pauses, she sips and forgets to put the glass down for a beat. When he rests his forearm on the table, she mirrors the posture without thinking. Cute nerves, not chaos. Your move as a Stoic man is simple. Be that steady place. Slow your breath through the nose. Keep your jaw loose, shoulders down, feet planted. Give her words room. When a cute stumble happens, don't rescue it with jokes or finish her sentence. Let her win her line back. Confidence is contagious. Lend yours by presence, not performance. Use the 70% mirror. If she speeds up, you stay a hair slower. If she steps in, you accept the new distance but don't close the gap the rest of the way. If she laughs at herself, you smile with your eyes gently and say, "You're fine," with your body language, not your mouth. That tiny restraint communicates more safety than reassurances ever could. Avoid 3 mistakes. First, don't label the nerves. "You're nervous, huh?" She'll armor up. Second, don't tease the jitter. It can feel cruel under bright lights. Third, don't overcorrect by turning into the entertainer. Running a comedy set forces her back into the audience and kills connection. Stay conversational, warm, and unhurried. Reading versus imagining comes down to clusters and context. Jitters that fade as her body opens, her eyes return, and her laugh drops lower. That's attraction settling in. Jitters that harden into tight shoulders, clipped answers, and scanning the room. That's simple anxiety. Respond accordingly. With attraction, keep the pace slow and the pauses clean. With anxiety, release pressure, widen space, change topics, be ready to exit kindly. If you want a line, keep it about essence. After she regroups, try, "I like how you kept your point." Then stop. The pause lets the compliment land without making the moment bigger than it needs to be. If she steps closer again, you have your answer. If she doesn't, you kept your dignity and left oxygen in the room. Remember, composure doesn't mean cold. You can be warm without rushing, attentive without performing, and curious without prying. That blend keeps the door open and vibe safe. Bottom line, cute nerves are the body admitting what the mouth won't. Meet them with steadiness, give her room to breathe, room to laugh, and room to come forward on her own. The man who stays composed becomes the center she orbits. Comment below, then own it. I stay steady. Keep watching. There's a visible comfort move that shows up once the jitters pass, and if you catch it, you'll know exactly how to lead without adding a single word. Sign 8. Soft and safe with you. Real attraction does not always get louder. Often it gets softer. When a woman feels drawn to you and safe around you, the entire rhythm of her presence changes. Her shoulders drop, her breathing slows, and the edges in her voice round off. She stops scanning the room and settles into the moment. Silences feel easy instead of awkward. That softness is not weakness, it is trust. Look for clusters. First, comfort with proximity without constant chatter. She stays near you while doing ordinary things like checking a menu or watching a street musician. Second, tone. Her voice drops half a step and words come slower, with fewer fillers. Third, continuity. She remembers what you said earlier and threads it back into the scene. Safety lets memory work because the nervous system is no longer bracing. Micro signs appear too. She exposes the inside of her wrists while speaking, rests both hands flat on the table, or allows her knees to angle your way. She stops protecting her phone like a shield. She laughs in the middle of a sentence and does not rush to fix it. These are not performances. They are the body saying, I can relax here. Here is how to respond without breaking the spell. Breathe low and slow. Keep your shoulders loose and your jaw unclenched. Speak less, but say more with each line. Epictetus taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Let her words land. When she finishes a thought, allow 1 calm beat before you answer. That single pause is proof you are not racing to impress. Offer warmth without taking control. If you touch, make it functional and brief, like guiding her around a chair or offering a hand over a step, then release. Keep your hands visible. Hold eye contact for 2 steady seconds, then look away to ease pressure. Safety is not smothering closeness, it is tension managed well. Common mistakes undo the moment. Do not interrogate vulnerability once it appears. Curiosity is good, cross-examination is not. Do not fill every quiet patch with jokes. Laughter belongs, but oxygen is what keeps attraction alive. Do not escalate speed because softness feels like permission. If there is real interest, it will return and deepen. Move by inches, not leaps. Remember, softness can come from stress as well as desire. The difference is in repetition and direction. Desire softens toward you and stays consistent across settings. Stress softens in every direction and fades when the external problem resolves. Calm men watch patterns before deciding. A simple line fits the mood when words are needed. Try, I like how easy this feels, then stop. No stack of praise, no analysis. The sentence frames the moment and invites more of it without demanding anything. Seneca said, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. In practice, kindness here is structure. You keep time, pace, and space steady so she can relax without fear you will push. That steadiness is the rarest signal in the room, and it is quietly magnetic. Bottom line, soft and safe with you means the guard is lowering because your presence holds. Match it with measured speech, clean body language, and patience. If you stay composed, the softness will do the closing for you. Comment below, then own it. I create safety. Stay close. There is a visible habit many men overlook that quietly proves investment, and it shows up when you are not even asking. Sign 9. Little acts of care. When a woman is deeply attracted, she starts investing in tiny ways that make your life easier. Not grand gestures, not speeches, small, consistent acts that say, I am paying attention. She remembers how you take your coffee. She sends a photo of a quiet spot near your gym because she knows you value calm. She checks the weather and reminds you to bring a jacket. Care shows up in minutes, not money. Look for patterns, not one-offs. She follows up on something you mentioned last week without you repeating it. She times a text to your routine instead of her boredom. She saves you a seat, saves you a slice, saves you a hassle. Most men miss these because they are subtle. That is the point. Subtle care is safer for her and clearer for you because it keeps showing up. Make it real. Tom is 56, a building inspector in Columbus. He has been rebuilding after a long marriage, lifting early and going to bed on time. He meets Alyssa, 47, at a community cooking class. The attraction is quiet, no big flirting. Yet the next week she brings a small container of the sauce he liked with a note that says, heat low and stir. She texts him 10 minutes before his usual inspection window to say the downtown garage is closed today, use the south lot. Later, she leaves a folded napkin by his elbow because she saw the splash he did not. No drama, just care. Another scene. Daniel is 54, a field engineer in Phoenix. Maya is 45, a nurse manager who runs on tight shifts. After they meet through friends, Maya starts doing simple things that require attention. She records the local jazz set he wanted to catch and sends the station link. She marks his name on a packed calendar invite so he gets the last seat at a health talk she knows he will enjoy. She asks once about his sore knee and checks back the next week with a stretch video from her physical therapy team. None of this shouts, all of it builds. Your move is not to gush, it is to receive cleanly and stay steady. Say thank you once. Match the energy with your own small acts rather than spraying praise. If she saved you time, return time. If she made a useful recommendation, follow up with a simple "it helped." Stoic presence means you value what is within your control, which is your attention and your follow-through, not her approval. A few rules keep the signal clear. Do not take these acts and turn them into a transaction. You do not owe access for a sandwich or a shortcut. Do not ignore them either. Indifference kills momentum. Notice, appreciate, and let the rhythm continue. If you feel yourself getting pulled into constant updates, slow the pace by changing channels. Call instead of texting. Meet in person instead of playing message tennis. Common mistakes are easy to avoid. Do not test her by withholding basic courtesy. Do not overinterpret one favor as proof of forever. Let time confirm what desire suggests. Consistency is the tell. If the caring continues across busy weeks, it is real. If it vanishes when you do not rush to reward it, it was bait. Bottom line, little acts of care are attraction made practical. They say, "I see you, and I want your life to run smoother." Meet them with calm gratitude and simple reciprocity. This is how quiet interest becomes durable connection. Comment below, then own it. I notice care. Keep watching. There is a final signal that slips out when she thinks you are not looking, and once you see it, you will never mistake it again. Sign 10. The secret smile. This is the giveaway most men never catch. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, she smiles when she thinks you are not looking. Not a polite grin for the room. A private smile she lets herself have because your presence just changed her state. You turn to greet someone and the corners of her mouth lift. You check the menu and her eyes soften with that small, unguarded glow. That is the truth peeking out. It shows up in ordinary places, across a table while you talk to the server, in a store window reflection as you both walk, in a group when your name comes up and she looks down with a light that does not belong to anyone else. The timing is the tell. It appears right after a micro-connection, shared eye contact, a quick joke that lands, a small moment of help. Attraction surfaces as a private celebration. Look for the features that separate a real smile from a social one. Eyes that crinkle slightly, cheeks that lift before the lips do. A half-second delay, as if the feeling rose first and the face followed. Sometimes she tries to hide it behind a cup or by turning her head. Sometimes she bites the corner of her lip to rein it in. The suppression is part of the confession. She is managing the feeling because it is real. Pair this with what came before. If you have already seen her eyes lock, her body orient, her laugh drop lower, and a small accidental touch, the secret smile is the final stamp. One sign can fool you. A cluster tells the story. Calm men wait for clusters. Your response is simple. Do not call it out. Do not tease it into the light. Let it be hers. Meet her eyes for 2 easy beats. The next time she looks up, let a small smile appear in return. Then continue what you were doing. Presence is the message. You noticed without needing to harvest the moment for proof. Keep your body language clean. Stand balanced, shoulders loose, jaw relaxed. Give the scene oxygen. If you speak, keep it about essence. You can say this feels easy and leave it there. No stacking praise, no analysis. The fewer words you use, the more the feeling can expand on its own. Avoid 3 mistakes. First, do not turn the smile into a joke at her expense. That makes her self-conscious and closes the door. Second, do not escalate speed because you think you have a green light. When attraction is real, patience is not a delay. It is proof of self-command. Third, do not go hunting for the smile again. Chasing it kills it. Let it come and go like weather while you stay steady. There is a reason this sign matters. Words pass through filters. The body leaks truth. A private smile is the nervous system rewarding her for being near you. She is feeling better in your presence than she did a minute ago. That is more valuable than any compliment you could ask for. It is also more delicate. Protect it with restraint. A Stoic posture makes this easy. Control what is yours, your breath, your pace, your tone, your next decision. Release what is not, whether she chooses to show the smile again. When you live that way, you stop performing and start leading. Attraction grows in the quiet you keep. Bottom line. The secret smile is desire when the guard is down. You catch it in the in-between moments and you answer with calm. Notice it. Match it lightly. Let it breathe. If it returns, the question is already answered and you never had to ask. Comment below. I see smiles. You just learned the quiet language of real attraction. Eyes that return, a body that opens, laughter that drops its guard, small touches, curious questions, careful grooming, cute nerves, soft comfort, little acts of care, and that secret smile when you look away. Read behavior as data. Lead with calm presence. Say less, notice more, and let her come forward on her own. If this brought you value, subscribe to the channel. New, practical Stoic videos for men drop every day, so you can keep building presence without games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.